You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
They did it again. They freaking did it again. They are down in the third period and they pull off the comeback upset. Remember the days when the Islanders were doing the other thing? When they were losing games in the third period? Remember those days? Remember that? They're doing the opposite now. Now that the games... I don't know what the hell is going on with this hockey club, but they keep on winning games. They prevail over the Pittsburgh stupid flightless birds 4-2. I'm your host, Mitch Anderson. Matt may or may not join us later. He has his Jets stream that with the 7 o'clock puck drop, he might not be able to join us, but we'll see as the night progresses. Yeah, kind of like how Nick, I think we're all like Nick is saying, I don't even know how to feel about this. I want to lose to see change. Otherwise, Lou will do nothing. On the other hand, it's hard to root against your team. Yes, absolutely. Same thing from Wiseau here. Like, I don't know if you could be happy or sad. Draft picks or playoffs. I want both, but you can't have both. I was ready to go into the draft and get a bad draft pick. I was looking forward to it, even just thinking of even the prospect of like, maybe we can not only get a good draft pick, draft like 9th or 10th, but maybe the ball at the draft lottery follows our way and we get our hands on James Higgins, right? Local born Islander fan. That would be huge for this franchise. All right. The stars are lining up, in my opinion, for that. And then they friggin' do this 2 games in a row now where they come from behind and they are very much, as I shift tabs here, very much in a playoff race, which is ridiculous. 2 wins in a row now. The Islanders are 3 points out of a playoff spot, level on games with the Montreal Canadiens, who beat the Ottawa Senators today 6-3. The Rangers, last I checked, were losing 2-1. I don't know if it finished with a loss. You guys can tell me in the comments below. But the Islanders are right in it. Thankfully, I suppose, the Eastern Conference is dog shit. And so the Islanders are I shouldn't even say it's dog shit. It's not, because the West is worse. But anyways, because teams aren't running away at the top end of the league, top end of the conference, the Islanders are still in a playoff spot, which is insane. Okay, Michelle and Gary hitting us up here with Rangers lose 3-0 or 3-1. I can read. So good job, Rangers. But to the Islanders game at hand, we'll do the full rundown thing. We start 4 minutes and 40 seconds into this. Unikoppanen. Is it even his first game? It's his first NHL goal. But he has played 9 NHL games. This is a 5th round pick from 2016. He's a little bit longer in the tooth. 6'5", 215. Big kid. Anyways, comes in and scores. I missed this goal because I forgot that the game started at 7 o'clock. But just the Islanders not being ready to play. Classic, right? Good deflection there. Not a whole lot that Sorokin can do on it. It is what it is. You're down 1-0. Koppanen, Kolyachonok. These are names I've never heard of before, which makes sense with all of the trades that the Pittsburgh Penguins have done to facilitate their tank. So anyways, the Islanders were not ready to play, clearly. And it kind of kept on going in that first period. Once I was actually able to sit down and watch, because my kids dilly-dallied with bedtime, of course. All you parents out there will know what that's like. You're trying to run somewhere, and the kids are just like, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to do anything you say, because screw you, basically. Ridiculous. Anyways, the Pittsburgh Penguins have the advantage early in the game. They keep on pressing. There's just the Islanders just don't seem to have much of a pushback. When I look at the underlying numbers, there's a bit kind of in the middle of the period, but then the Penguins keep on taking it back, and they get the second goal from Sidney Crosby here. Unfortunately, Bo Horvat, as you're going to see in the replay here, I think I can make this a little bit bigger. Is this bigger? What about this one? It's not any bigger. I mean, just do that one because I think it's still bigger. Let me zoom in. There we go. You're going to see Bo Horvat basically alone in front of the net with, I think it's Rickard Rakell there, and he doesn't move him out of the way, which if it was a defenseman, I'd be a little bit more pissed off about, but the fact that it's not, I'm not going to get too upset about it, but that's what leads to the goal because Rakell takes Sorokin's eyes away. The Penguins are just throwing anything and everything they can at and towards the net. Sorokin is having to respect the shot and move and just there's nothing more he could have done, Sorokin, in this situation. Ideally, Bo Horvat moves Rickard Rakell out of the way, but it is what it is. There's not a whole lot I want to complain about. He's not a defenseman. I understand he's a center with defensive responsibilities, but still, he's not a defenseman. That's not his bread and butter. We're down 2-0 in the first period, and I'm thinking, here we go. Here we friggin' go. We're going to lose this game. Big 4-point game in the standings. Can't wait. Going to be great. And then the Islanders, thankfully in the second period, don't do a whole lot. They end up having a little bit of a pushback at the beginning of the period. When you look at the Corsi 4 stats, you can see that they fight, right? They show up in the second period. But then the Penguins take over. And we look dead. We look absolutely dead. There's no fight. There's no push. There's no nothing. We are gassed. So again, my little grubby hand thinking of James Higgins and a possible, draft day lottery win. Prophecy fulfilled, basically. We get a power play, do absolutely nothing with it. It was just, here we go. But we ended up gaining momentum off of that power play. As you can see from the graph here. They do their thing in the power play. They don't get anything going from it. But from there, it really seems like the Pittsburgh Penguins were going, okay, we also know we have the game, so we're not going to do anything. We're not going to do jack shit. We're just going to sit back and relax, take it easy, which is really dumb. I understand that the Pittsburgh Penguins have been good of late, right? And I think they entered this game on a 4-game win streak, I think it was. They were playing well coming into this game, and they got the Islanders down on the ropes. They're up 2-0. Everything is looking great, but then the Islanders claw their way back. At one point in the second period, as Michelle points out here, the Islanders get a goal called back for goalie interference. I'm going to try to bring up the video here so we can all kind of look at it. I can interference. That's not how you type it, but that's fine. It's not much. I don't agree with what Michelle is saying that this goalie interference, no question. I thought it was kind of weak, but based off of other goals that we've seen called back, maybe it should have been called back because we've been called for less than that. I'm still just trying to get the video here if I can. Where are we going here? No, I don't have it. I don't have the video. Sorry. If someone could give me a link to the video in the comments, that'd be great. It'd be ideal if I was here, then one of us could go looking for it. But effectively, the interaction is that I forget who gets their stick. Oh no, sorry. It wasn't. I'm forgetting what is happening with this goalie interference. I thought we were the ones that scored. Yeah, we were. You know what? I'm just going to gloss over it because my memory is playing tricks on me here. Please, someone send me video of this because I'm not remembering this properly. I understand it was Sorokin. Was it Sorokin or Yari's stick that was clipped? But it was because of Bo Horvat. I forget. I honestly forget. So please fill me in. I don't know why this is just not clicking in my dumb brain, but it's really not. Something is lost in my brain right now where I can't remember what the hell happened for that goalie interference. Gary is saying the ref's name was Mike Sullivan. Of course, he's going to side with Pittsburgh. Oh, absolutely. Was he actually? Was the ref actually called Mike Sullivan? Usually they say the ref's names down here. They don't have it. They don't have the ref's names. Maybe in the box score. Refs' names are usually in here somewhere. They don't have it. I don't. Yeah, that's hilarious if it was. I'm sure it was. Michelle was talking to the Pens goal. I know that there was a goal called back. I honestly know. And right now I'm panicking. If you can see my ears are like beet red because my brain is going like 45 miles an hour trying to think of this goal and what exactly happened. And I just can't do it. So I'm going to skip over it. But if someone can get me a link to the video, that would be ideal. Anyways, we don't score in the second period. The Penguins don't score in the second period. I thought we were done and dusted. There's a little bit of a pushback as I showed with the underlying numbers, but I didn't think we were going to do anything with it. And then Kyle Palmieri comes flying out of the gate in the third period. They win the draw. It gets work to the defenseman, flub on the stick, and Kyle Palmieri pounces. Where that other defenseman was going, I have no idea. But Kyle Palmieri throws it to the net, hits the post, bounces off of the post, off of Yardy's back and in. Flukiest possible goal you can see in a while, but we're on the board, which was huge because we were done and dusted. I didn't feel like we played well at all leading up to this. So that was ideal for us. And that's right, Michelle, 17 seconds in, like right off the draw. Pittsburgh wins it. They take it to our end, miss a net. We take it the other way, and it's in. Insane stuff. We're in this game, right? Because at that point, the Penguins were only up 2-0. So we're now 2-1. We're in this thing. And the Penguins, who have all said, like, we're good, we're going to take it easy, panic has set in. Now they're like, we don't know what the freak to do now. And Noah Dobson strikes. Again, we push the play from our end into their end. So rush play, huge in the game of hockey. They're bouncing it back and forth. Not Kyle Palmieri. Oh my God. Bo Horvat drives to the net, and then Noah Dobson cleans up the garbage. Noah Dobson, defenseman, in the slot, top of the paint here, throwing in the garbage. Goals in back-to-back games with Noah Dobson, who's telling Lou Lamoriello, pay me, bitch. I want to be paid next year. He has been outstanding over the last like couple of weeks now since coming back from that injury. We talked about it on the in the podcast, how Noah Dobson has been fantastic since coming back. He's only scoring at like a 40-point pace, but everything else is outstanding. His underlying numbers are like 60% Corsi at 5-on-5. His expected goals are also at like 60% at 5-on-5. Everything is going really, really well for Noah Dobson. And now the points are starting to pile up. He's now got 5 in 10 games. So he's on a 41-point pace since coming back from injury, that is. Outstanding stuff from Noah Dobson. And he's not done. He's not done. So we're only 5 minutes into the second period, and we've tied the game. Now 13 minutes in, Pierre Engvall comes in, announces himself. Look at this play. Beautiful stuff between the three of them. Noah Dobson leading the charge again, acting like a center. And then Tristan Jarry just reverting to early season Tristan Jarry, unable to stop a beach ball there. Excellent stuff from Pierre Engvall, who has been very, very good of late since being called out and shit on in the media. And rightfully so. Points in back-to-back games now for him. 7 shots. He had another 3 tonight. So 10 shots in his last 3 games. Just outstanding stuff from Pierre Engvall playing on that bottom 6, which is what you want to see. And like the Islanders weren't really done here. Of course, they do score again, but they were absorbing whatever the Pittsburgh Penguins can get to them and then just going the other way. Most of that traffic in that third period was in the Pittsburgh end. Through most of the game, if I can share this tab here, you look at the shot share, at least at 5-on-5 here, and it's pretty even. 20-21, 22-20. But when it comes to the third period, it's 22-15 in favor of the New York Islanders at 5-on-5, of course. You add the power play, and it's a little bit closer, but the Penguins were the only one to get a power play. The Islanders were doing, and you can see it's all the Corsi here in favor of the New York Islanders. Everything was great. Expected goals 1.1 to 0.51. Outstanding stuff from the New York Islanders in that third period. Just they had the Penguins and they kept on punching them while they're down. Just you're not getting back up. And then Simon Holmstrom just does the thing. 16th goal, scores on the empty net. Just there's nothing much to see here. They just break up the play, and then he throws it down the ice to score. Great job by Kyle Palmieri to get a stick on that too. Simon Holmstrom, who makes no mistake, and then we ice the game to make it 4-2 and back-to-back wins and put us within the playoffs. Now we're not in a playoff position, but we were 3 points out. We were way too close than I wanted to be. Looking at the game stats as we race through this so I can get to your comments, because that's the more important part. 38-22 in terms of shots. I think they took one out because I remember seeing 39 a second ago. Face-offs, not very good, but that happens when you don't have Brock Nelson anymore. Power play, awful. Penalty kill, great. So that's fine. I'll take it. Penalties, we're relatively disciplined. 19-18 in terms of hits. So we out-hit them even though we outshot them. That's fun. Block shots, we blocked a crap ton of shots. Look at that, 23-15. We blocked more shots than they got on net. Outstanding. Giveaways, that's a little high at 14, but we're seeing that in the league this year. And then takeaways 2-5. So let's get to some of your beautiful, beautiful comments. Let me go all the way to the top. Jeremy, another comeback. Rangers, Wings, and Habs all losing. Maybe there's a chance. There is, man. There is. It's why does it keep doing it that way? That's maybe a little bit better, I suppose. Let me scroll down. The Islanders are only 3 points out. They have no games in hand, of course, but that's fine. Montreal winning today, coming back against the Ottawa Senators to win 6-3. In a playoff position, we're only 3 points back now. Insane stuff that we're that close. This stupid division. From Alon, very curious what Dobson, if he stays, gets. Please re-up with TDA. He's fine. If we re-up with TDA, give him $1 million. A 1 year, $1 million deal. We would no more than that. He's been all right. That's it. Dobson, what's he gonna get? That's a good friggin' question. I think we're looking at $9 to $10 million the way he's playing now. Do I want to give him that? Not necessarily, but I think that's the way he's playing. He looks like the player who's put up 70 points just like 2 years ago. Let's keep going here. There we go from William. Who are we looking to draft at our predicted spot now with this win? Assuming still the 10th pick that we can pair with Yzerman to start building in solid core again to compete long term. I don't think we're 10th anymore, man. What does Tankathon have us at? If I share this tab, mock draft, the Islanders are now 13th. We dropped 3 spots. That's a big drop, man. It's not where I want to be. I would love to be able to draft Jake O'Brien. I hope that he falls to us at 13. Carter Bear, not a bad pick, of course. 82 points in 56 games, 40 goals. But give me Jake O'Brien. That's who I would like where we're drafting. I just don't think that we're going to get him. I just love everything about his play. If we're looking for a defenseman because we don't have very many specifically right shots, give me the massive Mertka. 6'6", 198. Let's go. Let's go. That's who I want. Please. Back to the game here. Share this tab. Steve, Pierre Engvall, goated now. He's looking really good, isn't he? Really, really good. I like Matt and I have been saying on the podcast, if you haven't signed up, patreon.com/uptheturnpike. He looks better, but we've seen a good 18-game sample out of Pierre Engvall before, and then it fall to shit the 2 years prior, right? Like, he came to the Islanders from the Maple Leafs, looked great, fit in well, was scoring at a half a point per game pace, and then lose like sign that bitch up for 7 years. And it has fallen off since then. He's had, if he keeps up what he's doing now, he'll have yet another 18-game sample where he's outstanding. I don't want that to be, wow, he played well for 18 games again, so we must keep him on the team. I don't know if it's he's got to stay. I'm not so sure about that. I feel like Tommy Lee Jones in a Batman movie. I'm so confused. That's a good pull there. For those younger, Tommy Lee Jones played was it Two-Face? He played Two-Face in Batman Returns with Oh, what's his name? George Clooney was Batman. Chris O'Donnell, I believe, was Robin. Alicia Silverstone, Batgirl. That was a big thing for us when I was a kid. We went to go see it at the movies when we were in grade 7, and it was outstanding. Tanner, was Brock a bad leader? I don't think so. I don't think he was, but I understand why you're saying the question, because we're turning things around here now that he's not around. I don't think this is we're better now without Brock. Definitely not. But I think the trade deadline itself had a few people shook because they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know if they were staying, and they were maybe not playing to their potential. That obviously is not the case now. As you can see, 4 unanswered goals in that third period, looking pretty friggin' good. Nick says, do we think that Dobson's playing hurt to start the season? He's looked like last year's Dobson since he's back. I don't think so. I don't think he was hurt to begin the year, but maybe we'll be corrected. It just didn't seem like anything was wrong physically with his game. It just looked like he just wasn't up to snuff or doing things as he should. So I don't think that there's anything physically wrong with him at the beginning of the year, but you never know with hockey players, man. They're always carrying some sort of injury. John, this team is dumb. We're going to end up picking mid-round. If we pick and end up the same team next year, because I have zero faith Lou will make. Sorry, if we pick and end up the same team next year, because I have zero faith Lou will make the changes needed to bolster the weak offense. Okay. I don't disagree with that. So John is basically saying like we're going to end up picking in the mid-first round. We're not going to get someone who's going to help our team right away. Lou isn't going to make the changes, right? And I'm using those air quotes not to quote John, but to quote Lou himself, who says that changes are coming. What those changes are remains to be seen. Like, we all know what we think needs to happen in terms of change, but what does Lou think is change, right? I don't know if his definition of change is the same as ours. So we'll see what he believes that needs to be. But this doesn't suck. It's kind of going back to some of the comments at the beginning. Like, we don't know how to feel right now. A win is great. It's good to feel good about wins, but also win takes away from their draft stock. As we just saw earlier, like the Islanders were drafting 9th or 10th, depending on who you're looking at. They're now 13th. So they would have dropped 3 to 4 spots with 2 wins. That's not good, man. I don't imagine they're going to jump too much further. They're going to fall too further back. But even then, falling 3 spots to 4 spots back is not great, man. And it also means we can't move into the top 3 at this point. Well, we can move to 3rd at best if we win the draft lottery, which is not likely, especially where our odds are going to be. There you go. Also, where's Burke been? Haven't heard him on a game in a while. Or is it just me? He was doing the last one. Was he not doing the Florida game, or was Allen doing that one as well? He might be doing some national broadcasts. I don't know. Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's got something. I haven't noticed, actually. I did notice that Allen was doing this game, but I don't notice. But that's a good question. Someone in the comments, let us know. What do you think? There we go. So the Islanders are so frustrating from Richard. When you think that they're out of the playoff race, they claw their way back into contention. Mitch, the Xmas tree. God damn it, Richard. Why, Richard? Why do you keep doing this to me? The Christmas tree is still up. Mary and Richard Lou, both of you guys, take that shit down today. I got that. And then Spiz sent me a picture of his stupid goddamn Christmas tree up too, just to annoy me. Maybe I shouldn't react the way I'm reacting, which is kind of feeding into the frenzy here, but I hate it. I also saw a Christmas tree in the garbage on Monday. It was garbage day here on Monday, and there was a Christmas tree on the curb. And I was like, am I looking at this right? It's March 18th. Why do you still have the Christmas, like a real Christmas tree, not a fake one? How do you still have it up? And it was looking pretty good. It was pretty green. How is that possible? What are you people doing? Take it down. Anyways, Michelle, this is totally a repeat of last year's 8-game streak right here. Where's our man who believes that the Islanders were going to do the St. Louis Blues from 2019? Haven't heard them in a little bit. I want to see them because this is effectively what Michelle is saying here. And I hope not, but it's certainly 2 out of 8 so far. Jason, only the Islanders can do this. Yep, absolutely. Only the Islanders can We're into this where you have to be happy they won, but also not. It's just, I'm so happy. Yay. It's both honest and not at the same time. From Bean Burrito, we should just go 0-2 more often is my takeaway this week. I mean, not wrong. Not wrong. We've come from behind twice now, which again, as we said earlier, we couldn't do at the beginning of the year. But here we are doing the goddamn thing. It's just stupid. We can't tank properly to save our goddamn life. This team is exactly a fembot from Austin Powers. Why won't you die? I'm gonna have to watch that movie again. It was so good. Yeah, man. Why won't you die? Unbelievable. Right there, Mustafa from Austin Powers. Just all the Austin Powers references, please. Our next game is against the Montreal Canadiens, who have now won 2 in a row, are 7-1-2 in their last 10 games, and hold the final wild card spot right now. Please let us lose. Please. Just for la morale, please. Watch, they're going to win. And that's a huge 4-point game for the Islanders and the Montreal Canadiens. But if we get 2 points there, like, we might leapfrog the Rangers, which is insane. And we'd be 1 point out of a playoff spot. It was stupid. Just be absolutely stupid that we were that close. From Sloppy and Hero was saying to trade Dobson for Kyrou. Where was this version of him been? Where has this version of him been? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's great to see him back. Was it Gary who was talking about maybe he was injured to begin the year? Where was that? Oh, it was Nick. It was Nick talking about, like, where has he been as well? Was he injured to begin the season? I don't think so. Maybe he reinstalled Twitter and deleted it again. Maybe, because that's what happened the first time, right? He got off social media and then just boom, became like this elite level defenseman. Maybe he did that again. If Noah Dobson did that, you need to do what Sloppy is saying. We've got 55 people here. Hit 60 at one point. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps us massively. It gets us a payday without you having to do much than just liking and clicking 2 buttons. And then it helps us get a payday going forward. So helps us grow the channel, helps us do a lot more, get more equipment, do different things with the channel. So likes and subscribes help immensely. You have no idea. Hockey Life, classic Isles, blow all the third period leads in the first half. As I was saying, come back every third period in the back half. Just, can we not get some consistency throughout the year? Come back in half of them or 3/4. That'd be great at the beginning and at the end. Please, please. Unbelievable. From Michelle, do you think the prospect we acquired from Colorado will play next season? I do think so. That she's talking about Callum Ritchie here. That's a prospect we got from the Colorado Avalanche. It's an overager in the AHL, the OHL right now, doing pretty well, but he's aged out of that league. He needs to be here. I think he will play next year because he's a center. We need centers. Though I will say that if Lou Lamoriello is the GM, you can't say that with any certainty because Lou likes to take his time with prospects. So we shall see. I will not sing Engvall's praise until his contract is done or he is traded, says Gary. He's not buying it. He's not buying it at all, which is totally fair. Totally fair. If he keeps scoring, if he goes on an 8-game goal pace or a goal streak, sweet, great. But I'm still not buying it that he's fixed. I'm not buying it at all. Islanders are the Steelers of the NHL, always mid. That's a good point. Right, like under Mike Tomlinson, is that his name? I think the Steelers haven't missed the playoffs or have made it in like 10 or 12 straight years and just make it on the hairs of their chinny chin chin. And that's very much the Islanders. Just always mid, never drafting, never tanking. Which I get it. The playoffs are cool. It's fun to be in the playoffs, but I don't know, man. I'll take a couple of bad years if it means some really good years going forward instead of some just like average years. Kim, is Pierre Engvall is going to play well enough to stave off the buyout and then run it back next season? I hope not. I really hope not. But it's hard to say that he's fixed. I hope so. I hope to God that, by Patty going to the media, it set something off in Pierre Engvall, and he's just, I'm here. I'm good. I hope to God that did it. I don't know that that's going to be the case. Like, you look at the box score today, Pierre Engvall, obviously 1 goal, 3 shots on net, a block, a hit, and a giveaway. Like, he's doing everything, absolutely everything in 13 minutes worth of ice time, which is fine. I don't think you need to give him more ice time. I'm not going to make the case for that. I think this is the right amount of ice time for Pierre Engvall, but if this is how he looks with 13 minutes of ice time, keep it, which is what I'm trying to say. But also, I'm with Kimbis that I don't think he's magically fixed all of a sudden, even though he's doing everything right. We've seen guys get it together and then lose it during an offseason because you just lose momentum. Let's see how that goes. If they buy him out, I'm fine with that too. I'm totally okay with a buyout or even a trade, although who's trading him? Gary coming in with a GOAT level comment throughout his Christmas tree in the 80s. Level. Absolutely GOAT level stuff there from you, Gary. Keep it up. You're the true one. All you other jokers with your Christmas trees still up, get out of here. Ridiculous. You know what I'm talking about. Richard and Mary Lord. You're into that Christmas tree. Jokers. Kimber, he looks so convincing sometimes. Being Engvall, literally all the tools are there for that contract to be a bargain. He's absolutely right. Size, speed. He's got decent hands. He's got everything else. Just if he applied himself, it seems. Oh my God. Sky's the limit. It's not to mean that he could be like a Sidney Crosby or something, but he could be a second line player and put up 40 to 50 points every year. If only he applied himself, it seems. From 631 Sports, do you think Yzerman stays 2 more years in college? I don't think so. I would doubt that. It just seems he's too good of a prospect. Maybe 1 more year, I think. Just round out that game a little bit more. He's got the goal scoring, but I want to see more consistency from him, specifically off the puck. I think 1 more year for Cole Yzerman. 2 would be too long for him, I think. From Kaloy, Roy pushed the right buttons with Engvall. He's a good coach. I hope he stays at Blue Leaves. I agree with this in terms of at least that he's a good coach. I think that Patrick Roy is a good coach. Let him appoint his own special teams coach, and maybe that fixes the power play. We've seen him already address the penalty kill, and it looks much better. It was great tonight. You saw it in the other tab here. Sorry, went 3 for 3 on the penalty kill tonight again. So the penalty kill is fixed. Let him appoint a full staff and let him cook, because I think he can do some good things. Give him the tools he needs and let him cook. And then last one here, it seems right now from 631, do you think the Islanders have a chance at Marner? I want to believe they do, because I want a guy like Mitch Marner on this team. I'm going to say they have a 33% chance of getting Mitch Marner, just because he'll be on the market and we'll have money to spend. I'm not convinced that. I don't know if he wants to play for Lou again. There was some, last I read, there were some interesting things going on with ELCs and stuff and whatnot, or not even just ELCs, but like the bridge, I think. So like, I don't know if Mitch Marner's going to sign up to play with Lou Lamoriello all over again, but I'm going to give it a 33% chance, just because we're going to have money. He can play with Matt Barzal. He can play with Bo Horvat, and that's not a bad duo to line up with. From Krim, is the fact that Juan doesn't already have his own full staff is incredibly odd. That's Lou for you. That is Lou Lamoriello for you. I'm sure there was a kind of a handshake deal made, like, I'm still the guy. I'm still making these appointments, and you're just the coach. I will listen to your opinions. I will take them for what they are, but I still have the final call, which is, I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see if Lou's here next year, and then maybe Patty gets to do, name his own bench, maybe. Gary, from the top rope, Marner's a perfect Lou player because he can't grow facial hair. That's the last one from us, or from me. That's the last comment. Matt couldn't make it because of his jet stream. Gonna pop in this sloppy one, taking over Chad's job. Get those likes in. They help immensely. We'll be here for the next Islander game, which is against the Montreal Canadiens. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in with me as we break down this Islander 4-2 win, coming from behind, scoring 4 unanswered goals in the third period. Thank you all. Love you long time, and we'll see you for the next post game.